home. We don't come to any center to worship any rich guy's opinions here. We come here to worship Allah according to the hukum of Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam. That's why we come. We do a worship, isn't it right? You're doing worship here. You don't get sawab for what you like. You get sawab if you do for what Allah likes. For the sake of Allah. That's where you get sawab, isn't it right? If I move my hand like this and I ask Allah to give me sawab, Allah can say to me on the Day of Judgment, did I ask you to move your hand like this? Why should I reward? Isn't it right? You do what you want to do. You can't say it's ibadat. It can be classified as ibadat only if you do something which is sanctioned by Allah. And then you do it for His sake. Qurbatan ilallah. So we find that faqr is comfort. Al-faqru rahatun. Wala Quran says, وَلَا تَطْرِدِ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاوَةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ. Don't repel those people who call upon their Lord in the morning and the evening. So the close companions of the Holy Prophet, all of them were like yuriduna wajhahu. They want the wajh of Allah. Look at the level of their love. When Prophet asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why is that status that these people enjoy, another word, wa alaikum salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied, because they are people who ask from us dunya, and there are people who ask from us the akhirat. But these are the ones who ask from us ourselves. That means they ask from Allah nothing but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the reason why we learn, this is the reason why they are that high in the eyes of Allah. The hadith says, Al-qulubu salasatun. The souls are three types. Qalbun mashghulun bid-dunya. Category number one of soul is that a soul is a soul which is engaged with dunya. So some people, their focus of life is dunya. They think they are successful. The more money you make, the sort of car you drive, this defines how much successful you are, quote unquote. Isn't it right? That's their definition of success. As much as they pile arad dunya, temporary belongings of this world. Arad means temporary. It's all going to go away. Nothing survives. So, in kafa, it is sufficient for the lowliness of this dunya that it is bound to be devastated. Everything of this world will not survive. Will be gone. If it had some value, why in the world would Allah let this dunya to become fani and devastated if it had a value in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam has said, لو كانت الدنيا تعدل عند الله مثل جناح بعوضة ما أعطى كافرا ولا منافقا منها شيئا. If dunya had a value equal to the wing of a mosquito, Allah would not have given dunya to neither a kafir nor a munafiq. A wing of a mosquito. What's the market value of a wing of a mosquito? What a beautiful example Amir al-Mu'mineen has given to make us understand these ma'arif of Quran and Ahlul Bayt, which is the real life. Like I said in my first majlis in IEC, this is the Ab-e Hayat. We don't believe in any Ab-e Hayat. There is no such fountain available anywhere. This is the real Ma'ul Hayat. The Ma'arif of Quran and Ahlul Bayt that we learn from Babu Madinat Ilmin Nabi, Babu Madinat Ilm, Amir al-Mu'mineen wa Imam al-Muttaqeen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. This is the water of life. We make ourselves alive eternally by drinking from the mashrab, from the source of the knowledge of Imam Ali alayhi salam, which is the ilmul ghaib and ilmun ladunni of Allah. That's how you make yourselves eternally alive. So we find that there are three types of souls. Qalbun mashghulun bid dunya, a soul which is engaged with dunya. وَقَلْبٌ مَشْغُولٌ بِالْأُقْبَى. The hadith of the Prophet says the second soul, the other soul, is the one which is engaged with uqba, akhirat. Focus of attention of a person is how he can get more rewards in the day of judgment, get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna darajatil jannah ala qadri ayatil Quran. The Holy Prophet has said the levels of paradise are in the magnitude of the ayat of Quran. You want to know what is the level that you belong in paradise? Very easy. Answer to this question is so easy. Just find out how many ayat of Quran in your 70 years of life, 80 years of your life, how many ayat of Quran did you understand and properly and practice in your life? If you understood only 60 ayat of Quran throughout your life, although you reached the age of 80, but you only understand the meaning and practice and implemented the meaning of 60 ayat in your entire life, this is your level in the paradise. And we don't believe in raf'ud darajat. Once you get in the paradise, no one ever can get elevated to the higher levels. There is no raf'ud darajat inside the paradise. If you want to get elevated, we need to arrange what elevates us right now and right here. We don't have raf'ud darajat al-amaliyya, although we have raf'ud darajat al-ilmiyya. There's a difference, fine line between two things. You can never get elevated by doing actions, because that is not the place of doing actions. Actions are done here. Al-yawm amalun wala hisab. How Imam Ali alayhi salam says, today is the day of action, no accountability. No one is holding you accountable here, isn't it right? Wal ghad hisabun wala amal. And tomorrow, that means day of judgment, is accountability and no action. So you can't do actions there. There's no raf'ud darajat, there's no elevation of your levels through doing some action to you can compensate and get further high in your levels. No. We do believe in raf'ud darajat al-ilmiyya, although, your level of knowledge can be increased for certain category of mu'mineen. So we find that Imam Al-Kazim alayhi salam asked one of his companions that atuhibbul baqa'a fi dunya, do you love to live in the world? And Hafs is the companion of Imam Al-Kazim alayhi salam, and he replies back, Naam, I love to live in this world. He is a companion of our Imam, he's a very good person. And Imam asks him the reason, and he says, so because I want to live in this world more, so I can recite my beloved surah of the Holy Quran, which is Suratul Ikhlas, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, more and more. That's the reason he wants to live more in this world. Surah Ikhlas was the beloved surah of Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam. He used to read that surah frequently, in all the raka'ats of his prayers. It was beloved to him. So Imam Kazim alayhi salam replies to Hafs that Man mata min awliya'ina, if one of our followers, lovers dies, ullima fi qabrihi, he is taught inside his grave. Alright, so we do believe, our scholars say, we do believe that the level of knowledge can get increased for the awliya, for the lovers of Ahlul Bayt, but the practical levels and darajat of the paradise can never be elevated. So what I was telling to you, coming back to the point, it is easy for us to determine which level do we belong. Just find out how many ayat of Quran did you understand, did you manage to understand and practice in your life. That determines the level of yourself in the paradise, because Prophet has said, Inna darajatil jannah ala qadri ayatil Quran. Levels of paradise are in the magnitude of the ayat of Quran. Yuqalu liqari'il Qur'an iqra warqa. It will be said to the reciter of Quran, recite and get elevated. فَيَقْرَأُ ثُمَّ يَرْقَى. So he will recite and get elevated. So the more ayat of Quran It's not just reciting. My teacher Ayatollah Jawadi, Hafidahullah, he said that it's not just qira'at, doesn't mean that you can just parrot some verses. There are so many people who are parroting these verses.